bad as it is, like later in the evening when I play like 4, 5, 6 games and I'm just on a tilt like a losing streak, it kind of tilts me, so I start defaulting back and just stop caring as much.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the right wording, but it's the best I got.
Mm-hmm. What do you do? Well, so you usually kind of, after you get multiple losses, you usually keep playing, right? You just kind of still trying to, yeah, you're not taking breaks or something. Yeah, you just
So
going in
after
the
like the
game right
third or
away.
fourth loss, if I still want to play Overwatch, I'll go to quick play. But after like 3, 4, 5 losses, I kind of lose the will to play, so I get off the night.
Mm-hmm. 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 What do you think might be the problem with going into the quick play after just well, the question is, what is the purpose of getting a quick play after you get 3, 4 losses? Is it kind of to reset your mind, or
A little bit, yeah, because at that point I'm thinking, okay, it's quick play. I'm here to have fun. I'm not, stressing as much. So I'm just there. I want to just kind of steamroll people. I want to try to do what I can to just play the game and have fun.
mm-hmm. 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 Uh, well, what might be the potential problems if if the goal is trying to reset your focus, yeah? What might be the potential problem going in a quick play?
I'm thinking, I'm still playing Overwatch and I'm still in the same mindset. I'm still like in that competitive zone.
Yeah. I think that's the main problem to me. Actually, it's kind of, it might seem that you deciding yourself is something else. And maybe you're not exactly playing competitive, but because you playing the same game, you're not really resetting, and then that's where your mind can even tell you, oh, like it kind of just telling yourself everything is normal. We're playing the game, and it seems like maybe sometimes you even tend to think, oh, I'm doing okay actually, and maybe I was losing because something weird happened here, maybe bad teammates and everything. And that can actually be the case, but the problem is sometimes it's hard to exactly identify, is it your teammate's fault or is it your fault? And I actually quite familiar with that problem as well. I remember after spending multiple games in a row, I I was like, I was like, there's no way I'm performing bad, and I'm kind of trying my best as usual, and for some reason I ended up just went straight from top 500 in masters. It was 4.4
Oh
to
God.
3.9, right? But then I just took a decent break. Well, it was not like really decent, but couple of days, and then I found out that, oh, actually I had to reset my mind. Yeah, but you don't have to go to that extreme a lot of times. You just want to kind of implement that habit where you reset your mind anyway. You kind of find this exact moment where, oh, you suddenly on this losing streak, and just finding ways to regain your focus. I think the most common is try to do something not related to Overwatch, and I even suggest not being in the same workspace, actually, if you can. But you don't have to take really long breaks either. You just can take 10, 15 minutes, but do something else in other space. It just
Okay.
maybe go for a short walk, maybe talk to somebody, maybe do some
Yeah.
other things just related to in real life, yeah. And that is kind of refreshing your focus a lot. You just switching your mind, your mind kind of thinks about something else, and then eventually you get back into watch and you're like, wait, no, I actually got what was the problem. Or maybe you got kind of because your mind just refreshed, you can play actively. You might not even recognize that when you're playing, that your mind is actually, your performance is bad for whatever reason. You kind of get this blind spot sort of for whatever reason.
Okay.
So try to do that, I think. What do you think?
All right. So just
Is it
taking a break,
something?
kind of stepping away from the computer,
Yeah, 10, 15
refresh. Yeah.
minutes. Yeah. So I'm just gonna write it down. After well, 3 losses, yes, 3, 4. Well, you can do whatever you're comfortable with, but the common number is usually 3. For example, I
Okay.
did 3. I even did 2 at some point when I was like quite playing it quite high rank, and it was just kind of stressful sometimes. So if I notice, oh, okay, I lost 2 in a row, let's take a 10 minutes break, it's fine. It's not gonna hurt, and later just try to play again. Okay, so after C losses, take 10-15 minutes break, do something else in outer space. Okay, so that's for just resetting your kind of
Like the
focus,
mental.
regaining your
Okay.
regaining your focus. Of course, there might be some other ideas, but let's start with that first. Just this quite impactful most of the time. For your practice, just focusing on one thing at a time, and you mentioned it's kind of when you focus on one thing too long, you tend to autopilot. That's again quite common issue. I'm just gonna talk about that here real quick. I'm gonna screen share. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you see my stream just fine.
Yes.
Okay, it's working good. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the replay and use this as our screen where I can write. Okay, yeah, let's use this as a background image. Okay, so it's most common that even in learning, you actually get this kind of flow of work which looks like this. Imagine when you learn something, or when you just, even in school, university, it doesn't matter, usually it looks like this kind of. So let's say you're working on physics, so you're working in English. Usually it kind of goes this way. You work, yeah, let's say English is X, or like your physics, whatever you like, it's X. Usually it's working like this kind of. You study something, yeah, maybe you study for 1 hour here, and then you continue studying, then you continue studying, and then you switch to another topic. Then you're like, okay, let's do another topic, and you continue doing the same, yeah, kind of just try to learn it for a long time. And the problem with this a lot of times is what you mentioned, your focus is actually gonna drop, yeah, because this is real long. First of all, yeah, like if we kind of, I'm just using this as an example, yeah, of course maybe you don't have to see hours straight to learn something, but still it's kind of the same
Right.
example what you described there in your games. You learning certain topic for really long, your attention, so I'm just gonna place a, attention is gonna drop. It's kind of like a sitting on a really long lecture. Even lecture might be really interesting to you. Your interest might be really high, yeah, and your attention will be higher than usual compared to other lectures. But still, in the long term, it's gonna drop, because it's just how our brain works. If you focus on one goal for really long, attention starts dropping.
Right.
So, what you can do to increase the attention? There's a strategy you can try to implement. Is instead of doing this, where you work on something for a really long time, just try to interleave it. So it looks like this. So I work on something, and then I switch to something, and then I switch to another thing. But see, those intervals are really short. So instead of doing it like 3 hours straight, this concept, 3 hours straight of this, and maybe 3 hours straight of another thing, you just kind of have small interval, yeah, maybe like work on this for 1 hour, this for 1 hour, this for 1 hour. But in your case, you actually mentioned that it might be sometimes it's difficult to focus on one concept per game, right? So what you can do in your case, maybe you can just focus on one idea per round, or maybe even set an alarm just every, if you like, 8 minutes or so, or 7 minutes, and just kind of remind yourself, okay, at this point let's switch, yeah, at this point let's
Okay.
switch and do something else. Maybe you don't have to use the alarm either, but you can just kind of set the amount of time,
Okay, so
just
like between rounds, like every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
if you like, you can do that. I think it's possible if you can maintain this focus. If you can switch every 5 minutes, that's possible. Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
yeah. Most commonly we do, when I work with my students, they're comfortable with doing just one game, or one round, kind of like one round here, one round there, and then one round there, and then later you kind of repeat the same process. You kind of work X, Y, Z. Yeah, you say you want to work on multiple concepts. Yeah, it just works this way. You go from one concept to another. And yeah, I think going with 5 minutes, yeah, let's do that if you like. But you should remind yourself to do that. Yeah, maybe there can be some ways for you. Well, what do you think? How are you gonna do that exactly? How are you gonna remind yourself to switch to another concept? Are there any ways for you?
More than likely, it's just going to be like a timer on my second screen.
Timer on the second screen is good. Yeah. Mm,
Thinking that, like, possibly like between rounds, so I don't like
mhm,
constantly jump. So probably what I'm thinking is like I spend, the first half of a round, like the first round,
mhm.
trying to get on like a good position, like constantly being in a good position, helping my team, trying to deny space gain, and then like the next few minutes, next round, whatever it is, I could work on managing like my actual aggression.
Mhm.
And then like the next 5 minutes, I could work on focusing purely on kill zones. Like this is a kill zone, I need to stick with this. I need to make sure my team
Mhm.
has the ability to stay in this zone.
Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, it's just maybe even writing down all these goals. Yeah, what are you working on for today is quite useful as well. So you're kind of reminding yourself, you're not switching to something else. What is not on your list? Yeah, this is quite important. You keep working on X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. So why this is important? Because this idea of interleaved practice, we want to make sure your focus on the concept during the day, during your game session, is really high. So let's say here, this first idea, if you're working on one idea, you see, like in this example, we only focusing on one concept for 3 hours. So let's say you do your game session, maybe for whatever reason, it's 9 hours.
Okay.
But obviously it's quite long. But still, let's imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
let's
I,
imagine this might be the case. Okay, so in 24 hours, your focus on one concept is gonna be only 3 hours. Where with the second idea, if you do this, your focus on one concept is gonna be 9 hours because you're constantly refreshing your mindset. You kind of instead of just working on one thing and then forgetting about it, you going back to that idea. So you going from XYZ to X again, and then do Y again and Z again. This is quite important in learning. So you're not just forgetting it over time, but you kind of refreshing that
you refresh
constantly.
it and kind of like ingrain it into your memory.
Exactly, yeah. This is how habit forms. Habits is all about doing certain things repeatedly. So even within your game session, you form in a habit, you do something repeatedly, not just doing once. Yeah, not just doing it once and forgetting about it. It is quite, yeah, this quite important, I think. Does it make sense here?
Okay. Yeah, no, that does make sense. Like constantly refresh myself, like every few minutes, go back to the first concept and then go down the road once
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna put this on our summary. It's gonna be in task section. So I'm just gonna let me just remove that real quick. So here's gonna be the first screenshot, and then I'm just gonna make another one for you. Yeah, it's just this idea here. I'm gonna call it interleaved practice, and if you're gonna have any questions about that, maybe in the future you can also message me. But yeah, I think this can help with staying on one goal at a time, but not getting bored. Yeah, not getting out
Okay.
about, and also forming a habit. So
Okay.
if you switch every 5 minutes, you do it just like that in this example. Yeah, XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. I think that's gonna be good enough. Yeah, so does all of it make sense?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. It's just practice. I gotta actually implement that because starting out is definitely gonna be difficult to switch back and forth.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. So let's do that first, I think. Maybe it's I'd say it's like not maybe bad to focus on two things, but then you not just like one but two sometimes, but you have to make sure the things are really simple, because if those are complicated, that's why it's like hard to process for your brain a lot of times. It's just quite hard to implement in the long term. Yeah, maybe short term you apply that, but you're not really in integrating it in your brain. Yeah, like if you do it properly, one thing at a time, then it's gonna work quite good. Actually, it kind of reminds me when I was playing, I was never focusing on big thing or like big concept at all. I was just picking one small idea and working with that. Obviously, I still had problems with autopilot. I actually didn't know how to solve that at that point of time when I started, because I was just new to the game. It was what, 7 years ago, like when the game just released, right? So I
Like
was
2016, I think. Yeah.
yeah, so it was quite difficult for me. So I kind of did the same thing as I described there, but later I actually found out, yeah, there's kind of how how it works with the just the practice with teaching as well. Once I learned more and more information, but yeah, it's quite a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, so it's this. Okay, is there anything else? Would you like to mention? Maybe, yeah, anything what's been difficult, what you try to apply.
Um, Probably just like what space is good, like good to take or good to create. Like I don't know when I should, be aggressive, be more passive. Like I have trouble understanding when to do what.
Right. Did you have yeah, did you apply the kill zone concept which we described with you in
I tried
this
to,
lesson?
yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
did
I've
it,
tried to in this entire game.
how that went overall?
I feel like it went well. It,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly, I think we lost the first round barely.
Mm-hmm.
We won the second round, lost the third, if I remember
Mm-hmm.
correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, we lost. So yeah, whenever I applied the kills in the first round, I noticed, yes, we were able to take
Mm-hmm.
the space, be able to be aggressive and push them, away from points where we can cap it and then control it. But it also felt like nothing was happening at the same time. If that makes sense, like nothing was happening whenever I was kind of being aggressive. It felt like I was just kind of there just to be there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like it felt like the kill zone wasn't moving with me as I was pushing up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We can look into that because overall, fundamentally, if you apply this rule in the right way, of course there are nuances as well. We're gonna talk about that today, as I promised. We're gonna talk about corner ankle control probably. So yeah, but fundamentally, if you are being active in the kill zone, that is exactly what you want from the tank. You just want to absorb pressure, absorb that in a moment when your team can be active, and your team can be active in the kill zone most of the time, yeah, because all of them are pointing their attention. Well, they're able to do damage in that area exactly. So that's what you're aiming for fundamentally most of the time as a tank, yeah. It's just the thing is, if something is not happening, it's not necessarily that your team have to do something as well in the kill zone. It's just you giving them options, giving your team options to be active in the area, and because you're giving them those options, it's just most likely something is gonna happen. You will see more kills done, and let's say there are no kills from your team. Well, then you can do those kills by yourself because you're applying pressure at the right time. So there's no there's you're not losing value. You can always get healed by your supports. You can always get some extra resources because you're doing it in the kill zone, right? So
Okay.
should be good overall. Yeah. Can you
So it's just staying
Mhm.
active in like the kill zone essentially, and not trying to like push it out and move it around.
Well, you can move it around, of course, but it just depends on the situation. If you usually, fundamentally, if you have an advantage, you can push forward. You have a disadvantage, you can pull back. Yeah, that's kind of it works with us. And you, the with the tank, you just want to initiate a little bit more, yeah. But do it within the kill zone. Usually, you kind of you're the part of the kill zone. You're the one who is participating in forming it for sure, but you shouldn't attack before the kill zone is formed. This is the main idea. You just want to
Okay.
kind of set up. Yeah, sure. If you're predicting the kill zone is gonna move somewhere, sure. Then set up and then attack. Yeah, instead of it being attack, attack, attack constantly. It shouldn't be this way. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Let's see. So in our previous lesson, we talked about the diva. As far as I remember, there was Diva Orisa, if I'm not mistaken, right? So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So your hero pool is Ramattra, Diva, Ryan. Okay, okay. So you keep playing those three, right?
I'm trying to focus solely on those three. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ramattra Diva Ryan. Yeah, I'm just thinking. So in this one, you want to go over to Ramattra then, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just okay. I'm thinking. Let's go for fundamentals then still because it's Sumatra. And then later, once you have the diva ward, we can go into the specifics of the diva a little bit more. It's just because every tank is different, right? Every tank is kind
Right.
of the exact micros, how you do things are different. So I think usually focusing on one tank per session is the best. But yeah, let's do Ramatra, and yeah, later we might do the diva then. Okay, so it's this, yeah, Kendorf, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, so first of all, we can pay attention to the Killzone idea. Yeah, that's something we've been talking about a lot. Just kind of seeing, okay, where are your Killzone is, making sure we are being active. Okay, so right away, using 2 of your cooldowns, right? So you're
Okay.
slowing down these guys, okay, and using your shield. Now, is that something what is contributing to your kill zone?
Um, I think I should, like, looking back on it, I probably should have done one or the other, not both, because now, hey, if the Doom dies us,
Mm-hmm.
I can't slow him to, keep him in there. Or, like, I should have just used the shield by itself, and it looked hairy. I could have gone into Nemesis and then shielded like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably should have done one or the other, but not both.
Well,
Like, it contributes, yes, but
if you use this now, okay, let's think. So this is one idea. You use it right now, okay? Let's think.
right.
Okay, from the kill zone perspective, where's that right now? Where's your
That
kill
should
zone?
just be the center area in front of both
Right,
tanks.
right. So if you slow this Doomfist right now, can most of your team be active right now?
Yes.
Mm, kind of well, questionable because your Kiri is not ready yet. Hanzo is kind of ready. The Torp is not ready. Lucia is not ready either. So most of your team seems like they're not ready yet. See what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of just difficult. Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of the same. Imagine you use your Winston bubble right now. Yeah, or
Okay.
Zarya bubbles right now. Yeah, all of this pressure, it can be easily cuttable by the enemy team. They can easily go back and then just do not take any pressure at all. But once they push forward, you don't have any resources to stop them. Yeah, see, this is what you're looking for. Just exactly apply pressure. Use most of your cooldowns so when they enter the kill zone. As soon as they enter, click and do something. Yeah, that's just as simple as that. Because if you do something
Okay.
before, then they can easily kite it. They can easily kind of go back a little. So yeah, maybe you can even do a live session later as well. But yeah, so see, like this is right away. Okay, there's no value with 2 cooldowns at the start. Well, this is some. Okay, don't get me wrong. I think there's some, but you can get even more value. Let's say you use your slow now on this Moira. Now this Moira is more killable, or you kind of shut down this Doomfist. Yeah, for example, it might be even better in this case. Obviously, it's still kind of nice to kind of slow these guys down a little. I think at the start, but can it be better? Yeah, for sure. This Nemesis is good though. So see, they're committing, you answering with the Nemesis. Now we can kill this Doomfist, I'm pretty sure. Unless he's gonna block. Yeah. So the block is fine. Okay. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of resources anyway, and this guy's if he's gonna overcommit, I think you're gonna kill him. Yeah, for sure. So it's just how it goes. You shut down all this pressure. Okay, they're entering your kill zone. You start shutting them down. And so see, now this slow. Should it be on this Moira or somebody else?
No, it should have more than likely been on the Reaper because he's
Exactly.
actually in the zone.
Yeah, he's in the zone. So slow down the Reaper, maybe force out his shift. Yeah, so he's gonna be getting out. Well, even though he's getting out, it's still value. You kind of have an advantage anyway. You can push out him eventually. This is good enough. You got them in the space. You pressure them. You trade the cooldowns and get the kills done. Yeah. It's just how it works. Kind of let them commit, shut them down. Let them commit, shut them down with your resources. Yeah, so it's this.
Okay.
Moira's committed, use your Nemesis, and you're good. Well, the Moira's kind of lost, just lost the... Wait, what happened? So she,
Yeah, I
oh,
actually have
okay,
no
she,
idea. Oh, she faded. Okay.
yeah, it's just we kind of there was. Oh wait, there was an orb. That's why she was getting healed. I was just confused for a second. Yeah, yeah. So there's an orb. Yeah, maybe it's just you could have killed her without the orb, but it's fine. Okay. So see, like this constant thought process of okay, they're pressuring us. Let me just kind of stop them right away. Yeah. So there's an exception, obviously. You, whenever they're not doing something in the kill zone, sometimes it can be active, but it's usually when, no matter what, you can get a kill. If you know, there's a big chance you can get a solo kill just by yourself. Yeah, let's say this Bastion is not in your kill zone. Your kill zone is like what? It's kind of around here.
It's farther back. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's say you know you can get a kill on somebody. Usually it's fine if you starting using your cooldowns on that person. Usually it's fine. But now, is that Bastion, is it killable now?
Oh, not at the moment. No, he has Kiri and Moira right on him.
Definitely not, yeah. So now, when you use this Nemesis, now these guys are kiting you. They kind of not actively getting pressured by you. They're not scared of any pressure from your team. And now, once your Nemesis is wasted, you just don't have it. You have the shield, and now they just able to walk freely later. Well, you kind of get it back anyway, so it's like almost fine. But see, like, you want to be careful. Want to be careful because if these guys walk faster, then there's just no chance you can you can answer with the pressure. See, one more idea to think about, so we can go more in depth. Okay, so if
Okay.
you can get a when you can get a kill. Get a kill, use cooldown. Sure, there's one more thing you can think about. Usually when you enter in the fight, you can think about two phases. And the first phase is usually something what's called poke phase. And the next phase is the brawl phase. So what the poke phase is just the phase where most of your team and most of the enemy team, you guys can't actively press primary on each other. Kind of to simplify that, it's just, for example, the enemy are respawning, yeah, and all of them are here. But you guys, I don't know, you may be around this corner, and maybe only you is able to pressure them with the primary fire. Yeah, see, at this point of time, it's kind of gonna be that poke phase where most of you and the enemy, you cannot actively pressure each other with the cooldowns and your primary fire, okay? But
Okay.
once the real pressure happens, let's say these guys actually start entering through the gates, so it's gonna be kind of, yeah, they're going through this area. Now, most of your team, you guys are able to shoot them, and these guys are also able to shoot you. So this, when both teams can use their primary fire, this is a brawl phase for you. Kind of usually
Okay.
both teams
So
are
this
on
is the
top.
growth phase. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Usually both teams are on top of each other, so this is fine. And why I'm explaining this is because you can think about the poke phase and the brawl phase like in a way. So because you know when you have each one, you know when you can use your cooldowns even more. So there's just an idea when the brawl phase starts. That's usually when you have your kill zone. Okay, brawl, you have your kill zone somewhere, and you need your cooldowns. You kind of going in with your cooldowns. Okay, going in
Okay.
with your nemesis, maybe using your slow, maybe using your shield. Now, the thing is, you can actually sneak some of the pressure before the brawl phase, but make sure you get the cooldowns back. So to speak, I can use the cooldowns in the poke phase, but then because I get them back later, it's gonna be okay. Because, like, let's say you just use your nemesis like right when these guys are respawning, yeah, there's no big deal because you get it back. You get it back
Okay.
anyway when the brawl phase starts. So if you can do that, then this is okay. But you should be confident that this is happening for you exactly. That you are in a poke phase. It's kind of like around here. It's just see, like this moment, you should be confident. Are you in a poke phase? Because the
Yes.
Doomfist is getting back. That's why I'm kind of like little bit it might be a little bit confusing sometimes to start the pressure right away, because you start the pressure, they can actually answer to it later and just going in the brawl phase when you don't have any cooldowns. But now it's actually works. Why it works? Because the Reaper is dead, so they're not fully reset. Okay, it's just kind of,
Okay.
yeah, if you go even more in depth. So yeah, it ends up okay. Yeah, it ends up okay. It's just later you get it back. So here you can see the Reaper is gonna be pressuring really soon. He's gonna get back in the fight, and you have 7 seconds, and kind of you get your cooldowns back there. Yeah, the brawl phase starts, so it's sort of okay, but you're missing your shield actually. So this is a
Right. I'm
big
still
deal.
having a cooldown down.
Yeah. This is what I mean. Just you can use your cooldowns in the poke phase, sure, but make sure you get them back when the brawl phase happens. Quite important. Usually you only have time to do one cooldown rotation each phase. So poke phase, you have time to do one, all of your cooldowns, use all of your cooldowns there, and then use them one more time in the brawl phase. And of course, each phase can extend. Yeah, even in the brawl phase, fights can be quite long, so long
Yeah.
sometimes. But it's just kind of the general rule you can think about a little bit more. So I'm gonna write it down as well. Poke and brawl. So does this idea doesn't make sense as well? Poke versus
A little
brawl.
bit. I just don't know like when I should use my cooldowns then for the poke phase, and when I should just hold on to them.
So okay, let's give you another fight. And let's say this fight is over. So yeah, this right now. When you're gonna go in the fight right now, so see this here. Are
Mhm.
you about to have the brawl phase, or are you still in the poke phase?
I'm pretty
You.
sure we're just in poke phase right now because there's no like big fight happening.
So if you use this, so the question is, if you use your cooldowns now, are you gonna get those back by the time these guys are gonna actively pressure you?
Probably not,
Probably
since
not. So it's not exactly. It's really close to the brawl phase. This is how you think. It should be more intuitive. Of course, there are some things you can measure. Just respawn timer. You can actually see the how far you are from each other, the enemy and your team. Yeah, if you kind of see each other, yeah, almost like right in front of you, almost all of you guys on the point. Obviously, the raw phase is about to start. You don't have time to do poke. But if you kind of here and the enemies are really far in their spawn, you definitely have time to. This is the poke phase right now, and you have time to do one cooldown rotation, and then you can do another cooldown rotation. So now it's a brawl phase. So you shouldn't start use your cooldowns too early. Yeah, let them commit in your kill zone, which is around there. Okay, and then do something. Yeah, like maybe use your ultimate. You can use your cooldowns. Just micro suggestion. You want to use your nemesis first and then ult, ideally. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Oh, you actually used that before. Yeah. So, but
yeah, used it for that movement to get out there.
yeah. Well, it's kind of okay because you have the ultimate anyways. So yeah, this is how you think. This is when you use your cooldowns. Yeah. So you have those in the brawl phase, you're good. Okay. Then the fight is over. Okay. Now, oh, okay, it's actually not over now. Well, might be quite long. You gotta shoot their supports. Find their supports. Yeah, get it there. I lost the track there, but it's fine. Okay, so let's see this one. Yeah. Now, if you use all your cooldowns, are you gonna get those back when the brawl phase happens?
No.
Why not?
Oh, you mean like at this moment, or like during that
Yeah,
fight?
yeah, right
Oh, at
now.
this moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I use at this moment, yes, I would have all my cooldowns back.
exactly. So this is okay then. Yeah, this is the poke phase. You're gonna use your cooldowns even now. It's gonna be okay. But there's a big difference. Yeah, like your problem most of the time was you going in a brawl phase without your cooldowns. That's all. But if you can
Okay.
use your cooldowns now and get them back when the brawl phase happens, then it's gonna be good. Yeah, and that's why you need the kill zone concept. It just helps you understanding where you should be active. Yeah, so you specifying. Yeah, you're not just going randomly somewhere. Yeah, you just
Okay.
doing something in the kill zone. Okay, so now you can even use your nemesis, pressure this guys a little bit. Yeah, now you can just punch this Kiri even, I think, and it's gonna be like fine. You can get the cooldowns back, and when actual brawl phase is about to happen, then you need your cooldowns one more time. And now it's actually gonna be the moment when the brawl phase is about to start. It's kind of starting now, and if you miss some of the cooldowns might be the problem. And you could see, yeah, like maybe you down your shield, and this might complicate things. So maybe you down your nemesis sometimes might complicate things as well. Yeah, so this is what you exactly gotta be paying attention to. Okay. So there. Okay. There's a pressure. Okay, let's see. You kind of punch this Doomfist out and then start to pressure the point. Yeah. Now the question is, do you know that the kill zone is there? Yeah. And yeah, what do you think?
Uh, I assume that since we took high ground, that we had the advantage that we can look down and actually
Mhm.
force the kill zone on the point. That's why I dove in.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you actively look around to check for the kill zone as well and kind of scout what's your team is doing?
So it's a bad habit that I know I have. I need to break. Is I go based off audio.
Mhm.
I'm so used to going off audio because I put how many hours in Rocket League that that's very audio dependent. That's
This
just
might
kind
be
of what's
okay.
transferring over to this.
So you kind of confident with the audio that the Lucio, Hansen, the Kiriko are already there, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you do that, I think that makes sense. It's just to me like if you do that, then you want to be more accurate. Your Hans is not there yet, for example, yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely something you can do. Like a lot of times, me, for example, I go based on the audio as well. A lot of times, based on the visuals of the shots as well. If you like, you can see the kunai, you can see the Lucio shot, and oh, this guy's are there. I don't have to look around and check. Usually, fundamentally, it's better to start with looking around first, and then kind of looking at animations of like shots and sounds. But if you, because you're familiar with sounds, I think it's fine. But make sure those sounds are actually there. Make sure those mm, most of your team is kind of there to help you out, because now the Hans is not ready, and now there's might be a short period of time where you just might even be sometimes a disadvantage if this happens. It's just, yeah, see the Reaper's coming back, yeah, and this guy's a sweet, so it might overcomplicate things a little. But if you're 4v4, then it becomes much easier. Yeah, like the Reaper's attacking, those team members are attacking as well, but you're also 4, so just 4v4 normal fight. Okay, it's becomes much easier. Yeah. No, so this is just normal pressure. Okay. And you punch this Doomfist out. Okay. This is fine. So see, like again, the exception for us is if you're confident you can get a kill no matter what, and then cooldowns usage is fine. Okay, that's one.
Okay.
And then if you have the poke phase, you can also use your cooldowns too. So now the fight is over. You in the poke phase. Well, it's almost over because Doomfist is gonna die. I don't know why he's ulting, but yeah, sure, he can extend the fight.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh wow, actually, he didn't die there. Okay. But yeah, he's gonna eventually. I think it's just no way the win there. Okay. Yeah. So this is exactly the moment when you know the fight is over. You think, okay, this is again the poke phase. Poke phase. You have extra time to use all your cooldowns. You should be okay. You should be okay if you do them early. Just make sure you get them back when the actual brawl phase happens again. Yeah. So
Okay. So when it starts settling down a little bit, or like just before it picks up, that's when it's fine to use my cooldowns. But make sure that
hmm?
the before everyone like dives on each other.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So see, like now, can you use the Nemesis? Get advantage
Yes.
of that. Yeah. Use the Nemesis, extra speed, and you get it back when the actual brawl phase is gonna happen. Most likely, around the point or to the left of the point. I think in most cases. Yeah. And even this is okay as well. You saw this up in the air. Good. why not? You can take advantage of that if you have those preset spots as well. For if you uh, really good at it, to the thing, why not? You can also do that too. This is reasonable because now you see, okay, you get your cooldown, you get this cooldown right there back. The brawl phase is about to start, so this is fine. Yeah, like you're about to do something actively. Just get closer, see who you can pressure. Do it within your kill zone though. Usually with cooldown rotation, you kind of start with the shield, you slow on anybody who entered the kill zone and punch them with nemesis. That's
Okay.
it. And the shield is just helps you to kind of maintain being aggressive with the nemesis, kind of just peek out a little bit more. Yeah, make sure you can be more active with the pressure, or you can answer the enemy's pressure. Yeah, let's say they commit in your kill zone, then you're like, okay, let me use the shield first, shut them down, yeah, stop them from pressuring, and then punish them with nemesis later as well. So yeah, like all of this here. So this shield, what do you think? Does it make sense to use it right now? Uh, can you wait a little bit longer? Should be using it maybe
I could have
later.
waited a little longer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think through. I think so too. So you gotta kind of check a little bit more. So it's just kind of baiting the enemy in your kill zone. You don't have to just stand still. Obviously, you can pressure, but what if you pressure but not using your cooldowns here? Is it possible? Definitely. You can just play
Yes.
cover, for example. Yeah, play
It's just
cover.
dance around the corner.
Exactly. Yeah. Corner is always your first friend in any fight. As a tank player, you use it as your defensive stuff. Later, once you cannot use the corner for whatever reason, they committed on the corner. They're just trying to punish you. Okay, answer with your cooldowns, shield, even slow, even nemesis. Those cooldowns they help you to maintain being aggressive. Okay,
Okay.
but you still pay attention to the kills and idea. Yeah, it becomes quite easy. Okay. Because now you're getting low and your team is actually they start being active. Like but you
Yeah.
already know HP, which becomes difficult. Okay. So for us, yeah, it's just gonna be before active pressure. You can also use corners, yeah, to make it easier to enter in the kill zone. Play, yeah, let's say play close to corners before active pressure in the kill zone, because when there's a pressure in the kill zone, you can kind of pick out a little bit more sometimes. Just see, okay, you can get a kill on somebody. You're definitely picking out from the corner. Makes sense. But before, it's usually not. There's no big reason to do that. Okay. It's all the things so far. Playing corners. Okay, and then poke and brawl phase. Those can help to just with the kill zone idea. Yeah. Okay, maybe do you have any questions about all of this so far?
It's just kind of. I'm trying to figure out when I would know like the tempo's about to pick up. Like I can't kind of wrap my head around it. Like when I think, okay, I should hold off and use my cooldowns because the fight's about to pick up. Like I don't. How do I? How would I pick up on that?
You have to understand where your kill zone is.
Oh.
as,
Okay.
as I mentioned, you want to use your cooldowns when the enemies start entering the kill zone. So before they
Okay.
didn't, that's why it's bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to understand the kill zone before I understand rotations and usage and everything like that.
Mm, wait, what kind of rotations?
Or
The
like when I can start using my cooldowns. I mean, not
Yeah,
rotations.
you start using your cooldowns when the enemy is entering the kill zone. So now use your
Okay.
shield. It's not contributing to your kill zone because your kill zone is just somewhere there. It's just your team is not attacking. But once they do attack, you don't have your cooldowns. You don't have your anything. Yeah, your team start attacking
Okay.
now. You don't have your resources. So it's just even this idea should help. Should help for sure. If you know where your kill zone is, just attack in that exactly, in that area. That's good enough.
Okay.
There's an exception, as I mentioned. You can use a cooldowns when you can get a kill, sure. You do that. You can also use your cooldowns before the fight on the poke phase. That's also okay. Most common, use your cooldowns in the kill zone. That's what we've been mentioning. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So does always make sense?
Yeah. It's gotta find the kill zone and then stick inside the kill zone. Don't really spread out until it starts picking up.
So yeah, let's see the next fight, for example. Yeah. So this is over. So same idea, identify where your kill zone is and make sure you do something with your cooldowns, contribute to that. So now this shield, is that something what's contributing to the kill zone? Are these guys, are they like actively entering your space?
Only the Doom is.
Only the Doom is, yeah, but the intention with the shield, was that to block the Doom or do something else?
That was to protect the Lucio. I saw
Yes.
Bastion go into turret, so I figured Lucio's gonna get shredded. So I need to.
So is that good reasoning for us here? Like, could Lucio actually survive without the shield?
He would have survived. Yes, like he's already out of danger.
He's at the corner, yeah. So it's okay. Yeah, that's the main danger of the tank player. You overusing your cooldowns before the actual fight, before the actual brawl phase, and that's why I lose most of the time. It's just now these guys are not entering your kill zone. Don't do anything. Just shoot them normally. Stay at the corner. Once they enter the kill zone, use your cooldowns. That's it.
Okay.
So now you don't have your shield, but they're about to enter. And like how useful it will be fully, maybe block that Doomfist, just block off the heals and kill that Doomfist, for example. Yeah. Just
Yeah, that'd have been a way
as
better
an
usage of it.
idea, yeah. Or like kind of separate even two people with that shield, yeah. This guy's entering your kill zone, so do something with that. Sure, you can totally do that. But now you don't have slow, you don't have shield, you just have Nemesis. Okay. Okay, so you have the Tracer, she's gonna go on the flanks quite a lot. So even this map, I think you still have time to kind of do your first Nemesis out of the spawn, while in the poke phase is gonna be fine. And then eventually, once the brawl phase is gonna happen, most likely it's gonna be around the point or to that high ground on the left. Once they're about to enter that space, then you use your shield first and maybe slow and then Nemesis, kind of in this order, yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure you don't use it too early, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just let the enemy enter and then do something, punish them right away after.
Okay.
Okay, this is okay. I think this does decent value. Okay. I think you can start capturing the point. Your kill zone is gonna be about there. So see if anybody enters. Start. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Find killable targets.
Oh lord.
No, you're good. You're good. Life Fever just saved you. Go on the point. You wanna punch these guys there, or if you can get a kill, that's fine. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Now again, the next fight is about to start. Your kill zone is most likely gonna be to the left, so try to position around that area more. Okay, once the enemy is gonna go through the gates, you can start using cooldowns. See, now you're in the poke phase, actually, by the way. You have time to do extra pressure, just a little bit with your Nemesis if you like, but you have to make sure you get it back when the brawl phase happens. Okay, you're actually gonna have brawl phase, so yeah, don't use it now. Wait. You gotta wait, yeah. Wait for the enemy to enter, and... This is decent. Solo kill. Reset, make sure you're alive. Okay, well, this also works. Just a little bit harder for your team to get a value there, but
yeah,
it's fine.
I wanted for the.
Oh well,
I
not
saw
bad.
both supports by themselves, so I thought that would have been a good idea to go for that.
Yeah, well, you just see this kind of moment, yeah, where you're alone versus multiple people. Usually, it's hard to get a kill. If you know, you kind of find isolated targets. I think this is gonna work, but if multiple, then wait it out. You should let them commit more towards your team. Okay.
Okay.
Now you're about to push, so yeah, this guy entered your kill zone. You can kill him. He's, yep. This is also works. You're forcing out an ultimate works. You can kill the Moira. Okay, Moira's dead.
Good idea.
Now you can get
One
this
two
Anna.
down.
This Anna really committed into your kill zone, and she's killable now because she's used all her cooldowns. Just punch her with Nemesis and kill her. If she's killable, you see the target, killable target, we go whenever. Okay. If no killable
Okay, so
target,
if they're killable, go for it.
of course, of course, of course.
Okay.
But killable is usually when they isolated. Like this Anna was kind of by herself. There's nobody who could heal her. So
Okay.
okay. Now you're in a poke phase, so you have time to do early Nemesis if you like. Even this Anna is punchable. Okay, yeah, well you don't have time for the
Yeah.
just let them enter. And then punch somebody who is killable. I like that soldier. Good enough.
I can't hit him. I'm so bad.
That's
There we
fine.
go.
That's okay.
My aim definitely is something to be desired.
Oh well, you'll get used to it. It's just take it slow always. When you are shooting, it's not about how many shots you hit. It's just the quality. Make sure you
It's, yeah, the quality of them.
yeah. Just spend more time in readjusting the crosshair. Usually ends up better. Yeah. This is okay. Fighting for this left high ground I think is good because those are more valuable targets to you. Just killable as well. Right. Sure, works. Nice. See, these guys are committed. You punch them
There we go.
and easily get value. So you don't use your Nemesis right away. You just wait. That's okay. You're gonna have the last fight, so you win. Somebody can touch if they pick the last character. First character, sorry. Okay, they don't.
Yeah.
So you good. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That was decent. So there have been a couple of times where you kind of isolated yourself. That's where you gotta be careful. If the target
Okay.
is really, there are multiple people around you. You usually don't want to go there if your team is not there. Yeah, there've been some times when you die. Yeah.
So don't dive like behind corners and stuff. Essentially, like
Yeah,
keep line
well,
of sight
usually
of the team.
it's just multiple members, right? You facing multiple members, it's usually not worth it. If you're fighting somebody isolated, yeah, you can dive around the corner. Yeah, there was one time Anna used sleep dart, and she was kind of in there, in the gates in the front. She was coming from
Right.
spawn. You could have killed her with Nemesis. Like it can work, but it's always most of the time when those targets are isolated, they by themselves. So.
Okay.
A little bit early, but sure. You just see, like, okay, your team is about to enter. Now you're about to push. Now you need to push. Yeah.
Now I need to push.
But you need to shoot the squishy, ideally. Find the squishy target. You just want to find this right moment when to do Nemesis, though. So it's just kind of as soon as your team is ready, okay, you start using your shield, slow somebody, and Nemesis.
Okay.
Okay. Just don't use it too early. Okay, you're about to enter. Once your team is ready, use your cooldowns. Okay. You need to rotate though. Yeah, get closer. Okay. This is good enough. This is killable. You killed that. Nice. Get the supports. Get the supports first. The diva is the last target. Tank is the last
Okay.
target usually. You don't want to shoot the tank most of the time. Right. Nice. That's good enough. Nice. Good. Mm-hmm. That was a decent fight.
Mhm.
Okay, same thing. Wait for them to enter the kill zone. By the way, here in the poke phase, so you have time to use your slow and even use your nemesis if you like. But
Okay.
once the brawl phase is about to happen, let them enter the kill zone and then do something. Yeah, do not use your cooldown too early. Mm-hmm. This might be killable, so good.
Yeah, they're on it. Mhm.
Okay.
Don't know how to get up there, so. So this is like back to the poke phase now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're really far from you. You're in a poke phase now. You can kind of do some extra pressure. But now they're about to brawl, so don't use your cooldowns now. Yeah, just wait for some sort of pressure first. Well, this guy's committed on the left. You can maybe kill him. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so again, back in the poke phase. You have time to do something.
You already used a TP. She's free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, just reset, do the same. Pay attention to the squishes more so you can kind of, yeah, you can punch them first. If you can get on their supports, it's usually nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can still kind of go forward. It's okay if you go forward, but just don't use your
Yeah.
cooldowns right away though, so you have those when your team is about to pressure. Okay.
We don't really have time to wait, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he at?
Mm-hmm. Should their supports first? Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. You won the game.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah. Okay. I heard the Pharaoh and I'm like, oh no.
The Pharaoh's gonna kill everyone, right?
This happens to these lobbies constantly.
Well, it's fine. Deal with Pharaoh by not dealing with Pharaoh, just kill everybody else. Okay, so yeah, that was, I think, good for the most part. Yeah, of course, there are some things you can do better, but yeah, maybe I can just add a couple of things which might be useful and learn some to just the kill zone. Well, actually, one thing, just send me the replay of this
Yeah.
code and Yeah, I'm gonna share with you the example which I wanted, and then yeah, let's go over this. You play here. Just copy and paste it.
Where is there? You are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so big thing is, how do you position yourself before you get the pressure in the kill zone? It's just there have been times even in our game I was saying, oh, you can still kind of walk forward, yeah, without using your cooldowns. Yeah, it's still possible. You can kind of take space. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more. Just if you look at the code, okay, so it's right there. Especially the last fight there. It's just when you guys started walking, okay? So now, you can kind of anticipate where your kill zone is gonna be. You can kind of think, okay, because my team is going from certain space, you see the enemy in certain space as well. You can predict. It's just might be that
All
you
right.
think, okay, where my kill zone is gonna be makes things much easier. Okay, so if you look at it now, where your kill zone is gonna be most likely.
Most likely it should have been on the left-hand side, kind of near the Tracer, because both Tracer and Hanzo were fighting in that area, where I was just shooting Rhine Shield the entire time.
Yeah, so kind of this wait, so this area in the middle. Yeah, or even sorry,
Um,
to the left. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah,
around
yeah.
that area.
Okay, okay. Let's say that. Yeah, sure. It's you can kind of predict because depending on where most of your team is going, maybe your kill zone is gonna switch to here, or maybe it's gonna slightly right, slightly left. Obviously depends, but because they anticipate kind of general location, you should adjust your positioning to that kill zone as well. You don't have to just hold back and sit with your team. There's a big thing
Okay.
because you are getting closer to the position, you distracting the enemy team in a way and kind of baiting them to do something. You bait the enemy team to kind of go on you. So, what kind of idea you can implement is thinking about taking off angles on the map because tank is the tank you never shield your team, actually you never protect your team in a way like where most people think. They think, oh, you gotta shield somebody so they don't die, yeah, like you're gonna maybe protect them, even body block or something. Yes, sometimes it might be the case, but most of the time it's not true. What you're doing as a tank, you actively pressure in the right moment, and because you actively pressure, the attention is on you and your team lives. So fundamentally, you don't have to be with your team most of your time. Okay.
Okay.
And because you don't have to be with your team, then you can rotate. And the question is, if you know, oh well, you predict the kill zone is going to be there. What kind of position you can go towards right away to make it easy for you to pressure in the kill zone?
Go to the other pillar and then poke in that direction, or
Mm.
I guess like Nemesis up there to apply pressure. But he said
Yeah,
don't
but
use,
yeah,
don't use
you
the
can't. Yeah,
cooldowns for it.
exactly. You don't want to use your cooldowns, as I mentioned. You just want to rotate. You just want to go somewhere to make it easy. What do you think even about doing all of this rotation there, going all the way right? Is it possible?
It's possible. I feel like that takes it would have taken too long.
Yeah, well, but how much time you spend staying there in the main as
Okay,
well?
fair, very fair. Like I was just
That's why your team is getting killed in those moments. Maybe there's a question, yeah. Like I get in a position, yeah, but my team still dies, yeah. Like before forming the kill zone, that's common. But it's because you not distracting the enemy team, kind of not making them look at you before that as well. But how can you make them look is by taking off angles. You kind of predict where your team is gonna come from. You see where your team is coming from. So is this area, for example, this is the
yes.
main doorway. Okay, this is where I say your main core is positioned. Most of your team, they just right there, and you. As a tank, a lot of times, actually, as any character, you can take advantage of taking off angles but playing away from your core. You don't have to play with your core as much, but go somewhere else while contributing the kill zone, while just being able to do something towards that. So let's say my team applies pressure from A, I can do it from B as well. Why not? You're not shooting your
To split
team.
their focus.
Yeah, exactly. That's the purpose of off angle. You split the enemy focus, and because you do that, then your team can live, and you can win the fight because of it. You split the enemy resources even. So Reinhardt, like now Reinhardt can shield all of your damage, guys. But if you just go there, Reinhardt turns at you. Yeah, maybe he can't shield your punches, but still, he turns at
Yeah.
you, and then these guys can get a kill there, for example. Yeah, it's kind,
Okay.
it's kind of is an example, but this is the fundamental idea. Just thinking where my kill zone is, and let's take off angle. Let's make sure you're playing off angle as an addition. Yeah. So if you know it's there, okay, why not to go kind of to the left or to the right, take an off angle there. So this way it makes it easy, and you force an enemy attention. You don't spend time shooting Ryan Shield either. You just go there. Imagine you poke without using your cooldowns from here. How annoying it would be. This guy's gonna be like, wait, let's push this Ramattra, but because you pressure the right time, when your team is about to fight, yeah, when the kill zone is formed, this is actually good. You contribute into your kill zone. You're gonna be like, okay, maybe some of the attention goes towards you, but then your team is formed. They have the kill zone, so they're gonna get a kill on somebody, or you gonna get a kill as well. It can be working both ways.
Okay.
So this is really a big advantage to you. Okay, and for the WOD, yeah, so I kind of mentioned we've been talking about the poke face, kill zone, and yeah, also off angles a little bit. So I think this one represents even better what I was talking about. So see, there's a Kaluch, he's a Overwatch League tank right now, and see, at the start, you kind of just have this early phase of pressure, yeah, early uh, poke phase usually when both teams are far from each other. So see, he's actually using his cooldown right away. He's slow right away because why not? He's gonna get it back when the actual fight happens, which is gonna be around there because most of his team is actually gonna be on the high ground right behind him. So he
Okay.
knows, okay, well, I can use my cooldown early, but I can get it back by the time when the enemy is gonna enter in the kill zone. So this is fine. Okay, he's actually using his slow. He's not using the shield there because it's not necessary. You don't have to. He actually loses the Sombra for whatever reason, but yeah, it's fine. Well, the Sombra, like, what was the mistake? The Sombra started pressure when the kill zone is not formed, even. So Sombra dies. Okay, he's just right away the thing. See,
Okay.
now, these guys are entering the kill zone. As soon as they enter, you shut them down with your resources. So valuable because now they don't have a choice. They have to either stay in the kill zone or spend a lot of time and go back. But they're already committed. So this works quite to his advantage. You see, he's even slowing down the members too. Yeah, they enter it, but he is preventing the pressure. Yeah, he's just forcing them to either stay in take pressure or fall back and waste a lot of time, which is really difficult. And see, the same thing does the enemy Sigma too. He uses the shield when the kill zone stuff is happening on the map. Oh, by the way, see what he did before with the shield as well. The enemy Sigma, he actually used the shield right when he entered the fight.
So as soon
Sorry,
as
the
he
poke
entered the
phase.
fight, he used it on his team.
Yeah, but it's the poke phase, so it doesn't matter. You can take advantage of your cooldowns. There's no brawl phase
Okay.
yet. You can just throw your cooldowns first, get a little bit of value. Why it's valuable? You can sneak a little bit of value by shielding some early damage. Yeah, but then he gets his cooldown back here. See, this enemy Sigma gets his cooldown back anyway, and he's gonna shield us. So I'm just gonna show you. Yeah, it's gonna be here. Yeah, right there. The kill zone is there, he has it, so it's good. And same thing did the Kaluche, he had his cooldown, so it's fine. And now he's gonna use his Nemesis most likely, because this guy's entering his space. He's shooting the the Ramattra right now. But if he can get on anybody else to pressure, like Adila's supports, it's usually more valuable. But make sure those are either killable or they're in the kill zone, yeah? So you don't want to
Okay.
just waste your time. See, you actually noticed his team is going to go back. So he's going back as well. His kill zone is changing. It's here. So he starts applying pressure there. Just general pressure. No kills done. Yeah, he can maybe shoot this from anybody else besides the Ramattra. But even there, see, like there was a short period of time when he sneaks some pressure on the backline. See right there, he's gonna try to he pointed the crosshair there because he's trying to kind of catch somebody off guard, and just in case they're pushing, he sees the backline. There's just no range for him to get on them. Yeah, but
So he's just angling himself to hit the backline as well
yeah,
to
yeah,
keep the
ideally.
pressure up.
Or ideally,
Okay.
yeah. Ideally, you want to prioritize the squishy as much as possible.
Right.
So he's just at this point of time, it's not possible maybe at the start. You want to contribute to the kill zone, but now, yeah, see, this Tracer entered the space. Okay, Tracer is more valuable to pressure. She committed in the kill zone. Okay, so you gotta think, okay, let's pressure this first. This is something what does something. This tracer is being active, so you can just shut down the tracer with the pressure. And once this guy's gonna pressure as well, he gets his nemesis back, and then there's also gonna be slow almost back. So this is quite nice. It's just you want to find the most killable valuable target always. If you can go on squishes, go on squishes. Here, it's just most of the time really nobody else besides the Ramattra. Well, unfortunately, kind of, but still. It's just the Ramattra is hacked. Ramattra is really deep on the back line, and he lost. He's keep losing his teammates, so he has to kind of fall back while doing all of that. But yeah, this kind of shows just constant rotation. Okay, your fight is about to start. You can think, oh, even using Nemesis and Shield right away. See, poke phase starts. Okay, how can I sneak some value even in this early phase? Can you do that? Totally. Yeah, you get those cooldowns back by the time your team is respawned. Your team is respawn. Once the brawl phase is about to happen, you have those cooldowns anyway. See, like the same does the enemy Sigma too. So his team is gonna respawn in like 10 seconds. So it's gonna be really. Oh, by the way, this is example of solo kill. If you can get solo kill whenever, you can use your nemesis. He gets solo kill because he knows where the trace is gonna recoil. So he just punches the Hydran. Actually, one of the pro players as well. So yeah, but anyway, you sneak this value. Okay, this is fine. He gets solo kill no matter what. This nemesis is fine. And then when the kill zone is actually gonna happen, he's gonna use the cooldowns again. So it's just seeing kind of okay. His team, once they bought the pressure, using the shield, there are more nuances to all of this as well. Like, what do you shield exactly? But yeah, overall, it's just when the pressure is happening, start with the shield, and then you can maybe slow down somebody with your E, yeah, as he does there, and then use your nemesis later. That's usually how it goes. Just see who's committed in the kill zone, and yeah, once they do, see, now, there's commitment, the big commitment from the enemy. There's a Tracer committing, and I think there's somebody. There was a Lucio, I think. Yeah, so the Tracer and the Lucio, yeah. So together they entered the skill zone, and but he just says no, you can't do pressure. I'm gonna live, and you just can't get a kill on somebody this way.
All right.
Yeah, so this is an example. And for you, yeah, you just need to also keep in mind the off-angle rule as well, if you can. I think that's quite good for you to implement, just when you keep in the kill zone in mind. But yeah, if we would summarize this session, what do we got out of today so far? What are the
So I
concepts?
need obviously pay way more attention to the kill zone.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
recognize the poke and brawl phases of the fights, and I
Mm-hmm.
think those are like the two biggest like chunks. And then, like
Mm-hmm.
you said at the end, like pay attention to off angles to create extra pressure.
Mm-hmm. So what let's start with poke and brawl phase. What are those about? What is the poke phase? What is the brawl phase?
Poke phase is when the enemy's either like getting back together, like we're grouping back together, we're trying to bait out big cooldowns before we actually commit to the entire fight, or
Mm-hmm.
just kind of bait out any kind of useful cooldown.
Yeah, I think so too. So, and I'm gonna say you can use cooldowns in the poke phase, then make sure you have cooldowns back for Brawl phase. Yeah,
Okay.
this is quite important. This is really, really important. So I'm just gonna mark this important. So once the enemy enter, once enemy, let's say yeah, once Brawl phase is happening, use your cooldowns. Okay. So there's one thing, and then you also gotta keep in mind that, yeah, what was the exception? When you can use your nemesis no matter what as well, or like
Um,
just yeah, cooldowns.
when the squishies either when anyone overcommits,
Mm-hmm.
and we could definitely capitalize on them being out of position, or if the squishies are alone, I think I can get a kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be mainly that. Yeah, it's just you're confident you can get a kill. So exception from the rule when you can, when you don't have to contribute on the kill zone. Exception from the rule if can get a kill. And mostly why you can get a kill is just if somebody is isolated, they're quite low. When maybe they're overcommit, like you mentioned. They're just way too deep. For some reason, somebody's in your spawn. That's quite killable. You can just use your nemesis, punish them. Yeah, if the enemy tank or whoever is in your spawn, why you wait? Just kill them right away. Yeah, you can maybe get your cooldowns back later, get another kill. That's usually fine. That's usually a good reason. Yeah, whenever you are doing something active, if you can get a kill, that's usually a good reason for you to do that thing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is exception. And Pokeball phase we just mentioned already. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. What else? Is there anything else? What?
Uh, I guess just target priority, but that's the most I can think of.
Yeah, I think you can do that as well if you want to. You can just kind of write down. Yeah, like this is kind of general, but why not? While you're contributing to the kill zone, target priority. I'm just gonna say for now 200 HP targets more. Just 200, 250 squishy targets. This is first priority, as much as you can. Try to do scouting too. So scouting, this is just getting an info. Yeah. Get info on where your kill zone is gonna be. Scout, scout where your kill zone is before the fight. And before being active with your cooldowns as well, I think. If you kind of thinking about getting active with your nemesis, getting active with your, yeah, just most of your cooldowns in general, scout and check. Scout and
Okay.
check what is about to happen. So before being active, when using most of your cooldowns, yeah, I think this is good enough. It's kind of answers the questions with timing, with just location as well. The kill zone should help out a lot. Yeah, and poke and brawl phase is just for you to know when you can sneak this little bit of value. Yeah, when you can still do something, even doesn't matter who you play. It can be Ryan, it can be Diva. Yeah, can we sneak some little bit of value in the poke phase? Totally. As Ryan, I can throw 2 5 strikes in the poke phase. As a Diva, you can use your rockets in the poke phase. It's gonna be completely fine. And then later, you get those back. Just wait for the moment when brawl phase happens, and then use your 5 strikes. So use your rockets, or use your nemesis for him. So
Okay.
this can be working quite good. This idea about off angles, though. So it's something I mentioned. You kind of rotate, play away from your core. Does it make sense as well, or yeah, it's just
It makes sense. It's just I need to recognize when I need to go to them, or like when I
mm,
should.
because this is kind of big idea as well. I'm not too sure you should implement it like yet if you're not comfortable with all of these other things. It's just kind of your extra step to the kill zone. You're thinking, oh, what is that off angle? Yeah, maybe okay. Let's put it this way: you can start thinking about that. You just take an off angle on the kill zone. What is off angle again? How do you understand it?
So off angle is just a not so much behind them, like a flanking position. Like so the team has to look at me, to focus on me, and gives my team the opportunity to dive in
Mm-hmm.
and start the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just make sure off angle is in the kill zone, I think, and you should get enough value. Try this out as well if you can, but not the priority. So I'm gonna write it down. Yeah, not the priority. Because later I think let's talk about this more. Specifically about about this off angles and corners as well. Why not? But yeah, today is still kind of more in depth, I guess. Just kill zone, so you understand a little bit more, so it's easier. Do you have any questions about today's session? Yeah, anything? Any final questions?
Hmm. I guess it would be like how like what would be the best like way to identify the kill zone? Like, is it just the places that people are gonna congregate the most?
No. The so
Well, okay, like
w-
recognizing it prior to like poke phase, I should say.
oh, how do you recognize where the kill zone is gonna be? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I
this is
mean.
the hard part. Actually, this requires a lot of intuition and prediction. Okay, there are some ways. First of all, knowing where your team is coming from, where the enemy is coming from, and considering the point. Yeah, where is that exactly? Yeah, where is your payload? Where is the robot? Usually, the fight is happening around the objective, somewhere around the objective. Yeah, it not might be necessarily on. Yeah, it might be left. It might be right, but somewhere around. Okay. And then later, because you know where to put your attention, you're gonna be like, okay, my kill zone is most likely near the point. But then later, in the fight, you can identify the exact location. Yeah, if your team moves left, then you're like, okay, I should contribute to that location a little bit more. If not, they're moving right. Okay, then you should be contributing to that because it changes. Kill zone always changes, but because you have kind of general understanding that the kill zone somewhere around here makes it easy. Yeah, you know, oh, the kill zone is not there, for example, not this
Yeah.
spawn for whatever reason. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier. King of the Hill, for that reason, might be kind of easy mode to play a lot of times when you're thinking about the kill zone. Payload map, payload push might be harder sometimes because robot, it runs from one spot to another. Same about payload as well, but yeah, you still can think about it. Yeah, where you coming from, where the enemy coming from, map geometry, where the payload is, looking at the comp as well. This kind of not the easiest topic, to be honest. I look at the hero, I look at the tracer. I can expect where the tracer is gonna be because I know Tracer is gonna flank. I expect her on the flank, for example, maybe going from there, kind of, or yeah, starting with this here, or some Tracers do this here. This Tracer is kind of a little bit lazy rotation, but yeah, she could maybe do this all the way left, for example. So she's coming from the flank, yeah. Even
Okay.
composition can tell you, the heroes on the team, they can tell you where they're gonna be, and this can answer the question of where your kill zone is gonna be as well. I look at your team, I right away see, okay, Tracer is flanking. This is also more of a flanky character, really mobile. Hanzo is gonna play main most likely because low range sightlines and those pillars. And this here, yeah, also around pillars most likely to see everybody, to support with the platform and pull. Yeah, so I can already say Killzone is gonna be more towards here and slightly to the left or the right, depending on where your tracer is gonna go. If tracer is flanking around left, then it's left. If right, then it's right. So,
Okay. So it's I gotta recognize how the other characters are gonna play, and then kind of predict where the kill zone will be off of that. That way, it can either get the off angle if needed, or
you,
just try to poke
you
at
can
where
do
it's gonna be
that. You
at.
can do that in the learn sim. I wouldn't do it now, to be honest. I would just
Okay.
look specifically. I would just specifically look, check around. Yeah, there's something you can aim for. It's just at this point, I don't think it's
But
like
now just don't worry
the
too much about it.
yeah, I don't think it's the priority. You just want to rather worry about what do you do with your pressure rather, like for using your cooldowns at the right times to start with. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
let's do that. Team compositions, yeah, definitely good topic, but let's do
All
it
right.
for later.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.